$1 million sounds like financial freedom, but at a 3.9% starting withdrawal rate, $1 million produces roughly $39,000 a year from the portfolio. That's before taxes. And if you retire early, live longer than expected, or get hit by a major market decline in your first few years, the number can get much more uncomfortable. So here's the trap. You spend your entire working life believing that $1 million is the finish line, but retirement doesn't care how impressive your account balance looks. It cares about how much income that balance can reliably produce, for how long, and under what conditions. And once you understand those four things, you realize something important. The question isn't, can I reach $1 million? The better question is, what can $1 million actually do for me? Morningstar's latest retirement income research puts its baseline safe starting withdrawal rate at 3.9% for a new retiree seeking inflation-adjusted spending over a 30-year period, with a 90% probability of still having money at the end. On $1 million, that's about $39,000 in the first year. Not $39,000 you necessarily get to spend. Taxes can take a piece, healthcare can take a piece, housing can take a piece, and inflation keeps changing what the remaining money can buy. And here's the part people routinely underestimate. $39,000 isn't a fixed lifestyle forever. If your spending rises with inflation, your withdrawals have to rise too. So you're not simply asking whether $39,000 is enough today. You're asking whether the portfolio can keep supporting your lifestyle decades from now. But there's an even bigger problem. The market doesn't give you returns in a neat line. You might average a perfectly respectable return over 30 years and still have a terrible retirement if the bad years arrive at the wrong time. Imagine two retirees with the exact same $1 million portfolio, same investments, same average return, same withdrawals. One experiences a major market decline immediately after retiring. The other experiences that decline 20 years later. Their outcomes can be dramatically different. Why? Because the first retiree has to sell investments while they're down just to pay the bills. The portfolio has less capital left when the market eventually recovers. This is called sequence of returns risk, and it's one of the biggest reasons retirement is different from simply accumulating wealth. So now we can expose the first part of the trap. During your working years, you obsess over the size of the portfolio. During retirement, the more important question becomes the relationship between your spending and your portfolio. Let's say you need $5,000 a month to live. That's $60,000 a year. A 3.9% withdrawal from $1 million gives you roughly $39,000 in year one. You're already facing a $21,000 gap before taxes. That's where Social Security becomes important. Your portfolio doesn't necessarily have to fund your entire lifestyle. Social Security can provide another income stream, but when you claim it matters. For someone whose full retirement age is 67, claiming Social Security at 62 can permanently reduce the monthly benefit. Delaying after full retirement age can increase the benefit, with increases continuing until age 70. The Social Security Administration gives a simple example. Someone with a $2,000 benefit at full retirement age could receive about $1,400 by claiming at 62, or about $2,400 by waiting until 70. Those decisions can permanently change the income streams supporting your retirement. And this is why saying, I need $1 million to retire is almost meaningless by itself. A person spending $40,000 a year is in a completely different position from someone spending $80,000. Same portfolio, completely different retirement. There's another problem nobody puts on the $1 million milestone poster: time. If you retire at 65, you're not necessarily planning for 10 or 15 years. You could be funding several decades of life, and the longer the horizon, the more inflation, healthcare costs, and market uncertainty matter. So instead of treating $1 million as a finish line, think about three separate numbers: your portfolio size, your annual spending, and your safety margin. The first tells you what you own. The second tells you what you need. The third tells you how much room you have when reality doesn't cooperate. That's also why a retirement plan can't simply be, I'll withdraw 4% and hope for the best. Current research puts different assumptions around that number, and flexible spending strategies can change the outcome. Morningstar's 2026 research specifically emphasizes that the appropriate withdrawal rate depends on market conditions, inflation, asset allocation, longevity, and spending flexibility. So yes, $1 million can absolutely be enough to retire for some people. For others, it won't be close. The trap is believing the number itself guarantees freedom. It doesn't. Your spending, income sources, taxes, investment risk, and the timing of your retirement determine what that million is actually worth. $1 million isn't a retirement plan. It's just the raw material for one.